So, babe, recently,
Oh goodness, where we going?
well, Stevo had a story that came along with him. I'll read the story to you. He said, "Look at the planets." Do you remember this?
Yes.
And you said, "Good job, Third. Good job."
As I always do, yes.
And he said, "What? Do you remember?"
He called out one of the planets. He said, "That's Saturn." Was it Saturn or?
Yeah, look at Mercury.
Mercury, okay.
And both of us were in awe.
Because he got it right. We were looking like...
Not just he got in awe. First of all...
accurate.
Who? You know what a planet is? Let alone, you know what the planets are?
Yeah. Look, when I say surprised... They're
growing up way too fast for me. I ain't gonna hold you.
You said that earlier. You were like, it's so shocking, like realizing how he communicates.
Yes.
You said that today. Yeah.
Because it's not just him saying words. Now he knows exactly what he's saying. He's thorough with it. And it's
he's standing on business.
Yeah. He's big facts.
He is.
To me, that's too old, too quick. It's not too old, too quick as in like, I won't treat him like a baby. It's too old, too quick as in, that means that he gonna be knowing stuff. He gonna be doing stuff. He gonna be understanding stuff. Mm-hmm. And that part is too much. Just like, okay, so now I know what's ahead.
Like, am I keeping up? Like,
I gotta be both parenting and parenting. Never been parenting before.
I feel you. Cause like, sometimes, I'll be honest, I don't really like when people are like, don't grow up too fast, so stay my little baby, and da-da-da. Yeah. I never liked that, because I'm excited to see.
Even though you be doing that on the slick, because you be like, that is my baby.
But also, I'm like, I can't wait for you to get past this stage, so you get to the next one. Because it's a lot.
Yes.
So, I'm excited to see.
I'm excited. I'm not saying I'm not excited. I am excited, but it's just kind of... it's excited, scared.
Excitement. That's what that's called. Like a roller coaster ride.
Anywho. All right, you ready?
Emotional roller coaster.
I'm on an emotional... You're being green looking. You ready?
Yes.
What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is...
PaigeyBabe.
PaigeyBabe. PaigeyBabe, what's the news of the day? News of the week.
Ciao. It's been a minute. Okay. Let me see if I can catch up.
Don't mayonnaise, mustard, or try to catch up.
Most recently... hallelujah, we have all survived the sickness.
Another sickness.
Still in recovery for myself.
We all had a stomach bug. Actually, a couple had strep throat.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask.
It's a lot.
But it was a lot. But we were thankful through it all.
By the we mean the 12.
All 12. Well...
except for our kids.
Except for they was just big chilling.
Of the 12, 10 of the 12.
Yeah, they were just big chilling.
Yeah.
But we survived that. Prayerfully, we're going through the last frost
of the winter, and so we're going on spring. And,
about to make that flourish.
Got feast days coming up and everything. Yeah.
I feel like so much goes on. I have to go back and think about all the things.
Well, we're supposed to do this weekly. It's been a month, Paige.
I know.
Because of somebody.
Look. I can't help that. One, I had surgery.
Surgery?
I had an oral procedure.
She had fillings done. Surgery, B. Surgery. All right. Word. No doubt. We did have a lot going on in the past month. But
were the goats there the last time we spoke? Well, on this platform?
we were building the fence to get the goats.
Okay, so that's all done.
Building the goat pasture.
Mm-hmm.
We now have goats. We now are about to build a barn to assist with other things on the property. And we're clearing out the shed to make sure the shed is prepared for. The trailer to make sure the trailer's prepared for other things. So I mean, we making steps.
Steps, yes.
Yes. And I got more jobs. It's fine. It happens. You lose a job, get a job. Lose a job. I ain't lose none. It's just building a portfolio.
Not portfolio. Okay.
Anyway, all right. So today's episode, Paige. What we're gonna do it. You can't see nothing.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
You can't know. There's nothing there, so you don't know what we're talking about. So today what we're talking about is building on. That boy growing quickly.
Third?
Yes. And it's a lot for me personally.
For you?
Yes. I think it's a lot for you too. You just don't be saying it. So I just wanted to talk. Just have a conversation.
Oh, child.
And
not a one-off?
We just conversating.
Not conversating.
On just some general topics.
What are we conversing about?
It's conversating, Paige. That's the right words. Here's the topic of the day. And that is the growth of our children.
I'm gonna cry.
So I have some bullet points that I want us to try to, hit on. But the growth of our children just in general, I mean, so we always preface it with who we are, right? So, and how we try to grow our children or how we try to build our family. So, us as we're believers, we're faithful in what we believe. So that's the crux of it. But we believe that family is rather important in how we raise our children,
right.
In general, but especially in the day and age that we see ourselves in, is critical. And so we always take that very seriously.
Really
Just some little, little tidbits on what it means.
Not the tidbits.
Just give a little whoop-de-whoop. Just a little whoop-de-whoop.
So what am I like trying to start it, or you have tabs?
I got tabs.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But then at the end, we're going to have a little survey. A little is this you or not?
Okay.
Situation.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Fine.
So we're gonna start off a little deep and then get.
Sorry, I was trying to hold it so long. I'm so sorry.
We're gonna start off a little deep.
Mm-hmm.
Start over.
No, because mine's like watering. All right, go.
So we're gonna start off a little deep.
Okay.
And then get a little jokey joke.
Personal.
Yeah,
okay.
No. Personal first. Then get a little loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey. Okay.
Boom. All right. Okay. Here we go. Do you see growth in our children? Let's start there.
They're 2 and 4. Yes.
Well, what does that mean? They're 2 and 4. What do you mean?
I see their physical growth when we do our health check-ins.
Okay.
I see their mental growth.
How so?
Because we do enrichment, like their school and stuff like that. We teach them all the time. Just in the concepts that they're able to understand and how they put things together and stuff like that. So, yes.
You gotta give examples of that. I don't know what you mean by that.
Of mental
concepts.
growth?
Yeah, just the concepts that they understand.
Well, when I think mental, I'm thinking like your understanding of like day-to-day type of things. And then educational-wise. like when we have class time, or like when Melody helps wash dishes, or when Third is like loading the dryer, or if they run their own bath of water, things like that. Just making sure that they have those like cognitive skills for certain things. Emotionally, it's a work in progress. It is.
That's probably the biggest.
Yeah.
For both of them. For us, for both of them.
Well, surprisingly, I think that emotionally, both of them are hyper aware.
No, they're probably the most intelligent, emotional people that I know.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
Like, they have an elevated level of like emotional intelligence.
They know exactly how, and what we mean by that. So let's be clear, right? So, okay, let's rewind.
Yeah.
Both of us are rather emotional people.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Okay.
We're 100% emotional because it's not only just emotional intelligence, but we're emotional in we feel deeply.
I think that the way that we handle it is like, it's totally
No, we're not the same in how we handle it. So
just the awareness.
So both parts. We're emotional in that we feel deeply, hence emotional. Because people who are not emotional, when people say emotional, they mean that how you feel.
Okay, but yeah.
No. So some people aren't lying, they just don't understand what they're saying. They don't, okay. When you are emotional,
okay.
By the definition, you are strong in your emotions. That's what it means. Mm-hmm. Both of us are that.
Yes.
Usually when people are saying you're emotional is that you express your emotion out loud. Mm-hmm. We're not that in the same way.
Yeah.
I do express my emotion out loud. Express my emotion out loud. You are more conservative in how you express it. You still express it in the time that's necessary. I don't know what that means. Okay, hold on, wait. I don't know. What do you mean?
That's another. Okay. I feel like I appreciate the fact that we, especially when we're talking about the kids, we allow them to just freely express themselves.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not. I don't want them to grow up and feel like they think that they're a certain way, so they have to put themselves in a box.
Yes.
Because I feel like I see a lot of people do that, and it's like everybody can read you from like up the street.
Well, and both of us grew up that way, where like, so I was considered over emotional growing up because I expressed my emotions out loud. Is what I was trying to say, and you were considered under emotional, essentially. Resting face. Let's go with that.
But
well, that's what it was called. That's what it's called.
My surgery.
Not the surgery. Surgery. But that's what it's called. Because you were under emotional in that you just kept this supposed stoic face, not realizing that, or people not realizing that there were actual emotions inside or behind that they just
never even adhering to like that. Yeah.
So it was we made sure that our children both were okay. Just feel your emotions, and that's fine as well. That's perfectly fine. Feel them. We'll try to adjust to it, but we can't let you go too far with.
Yeah, you're not going like stew in it.
Yeah, and therein, which is what you said, that I'm not gonna let you, whoop the whoop.
No, whoop the whoop.
I mean, we're
whoop the whoop the whoop the whoop.
We're still parents. We're still black parents at that, so we have some type of, how structure in how we feel things should be.
Well, I never think it's like being black parents. I think it's
I'm just saying,
sort of like when you know better, you do better, and then doing better, you learn so much.
I just meant we grew up with black parents, and that's how they were.
But also outside of that, we have put in the work personally, individually, to be able to say,
that's a fact.
No, baby, you cannot throw a tantrum like this.
Yes.
You cannot stew in this. You can't storm off on me.
Yeah.
Like, and we're able to talk to them in like healthy ways.
Yeah, we've literally done the personal, individually and collectively personal, like this relationship personal work that it takes to, okay, I have to address that with myself, with each other, in order for this to be proper for my children.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you're right. 100% that it's maybe not necessarily a black thing or a growing up in a certain culture thing, but it's literally doing work on doing the necessary work that it is to create or an environment that helps the children grow better.
Yeah, so, because it's like before all of that, you're my child.
Yeah.
And I have a huge responsibility in you. Mm-hmm. So I would be doing you a disservice, talking about the kids, well, and you as well, if I allow certain things based off of like just my emotions and stuff like that. So yeah.
Which not saying that we all go through that, right? There's different, circumstance situations where it's like I am a parent, but also I'm human and I have these emotions and feelings that I can't like 100%, go with exactly what the kid wants at the time or how I should do it. But, that's part of being human. What's your favorite parts of them growing up?
Of my children growing up? I would say seeing their personalities develop. Like, just certain things that they say. Oh, sorry.
I disagree with you. Your favorite part?
You disagree with me about my favorite parts about our children growing up?
Because your favorite part is...
What?
The floor is lava. The floor is lava.
I do not like the floor is lava, by the way.
Okay. Paige, explain what the floor is lava is.
The floor is lava is a very interesting song. If you want to get your family up and moving, it will.
That's what it's supposed to do, babe.
But 30 and I kind of have that same personality where it's like, let's see if we did and we did.
Yeah, let's write it down and say we did it. Like, see, it's on paper. See, we did it.
Because it's always like at the tail end of the day when like I'm dead tired, like just put the food on the plates. Like, after that, I'm done. It's like your turn. Like it's baths and then sleep and brush your teeth. Well, baths, brush your teeth, then sleep and all that or whatever. Baths, brush your teeth, then sleep. Yes. All of that.
Eat, brush your teeth, then sleep. Yes.
And every time we play The Floor is Lava, it's like right after I feel like I'm about to sit down.
Well, first of all, we play it because I'm finally available to hang with the kids.
And she always wants to play all versions.
It's not it's different versions, but it's the same beat. But yeah.
It is the same beat. That's the thing. I'm like, girl, it's the same thing. Like,
Floor is lava. It's dance party.
And then she gets so upset because Third don't want to play. I don't really want to play. Then she wants everybody to go into the spot. She wants people to go into. Like, we don't always have.
Floor is lava because.
But she wants to pick out your spot. Like, it's my spot.
Floor is lava because he's not supposed to be on the floor.
On the floor.
So he's supposed to jump on something else.
Jump on anything. And which is what we do. Is like, well, you didn't get on the sofa. You didn't get on the chair.
Mommy,
you didn't get on this. I'm like, girl.
Anywho, okay, sorry to cut you off. What's your actual favorite part of them growing up?
But as I said, my favorite part of seeing our children grow up would be just their personalities continuing to come out.
Okay.
Sometimes we do hit a few snags because they don't really hang around people like their exact age like that.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that they know come from like older kids, like their cousins and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, they're older. They can say that. They can do that. You, however, cannot do that. And it's like getting them to understand that part too.
or even it comes from just us.
Yes, or
because
us.
They don't
Just
don't
raise
have
around
any-
older people. But
So that's the I won't say negative, but that's the downside of
when you
we're not
raising
putting them
yourself, it's like, Paige, how can you say
I wasn't
that?
saying that.
I came from old people, okay?
No.
So,
PaigeyBabe.
but that's probably why I'm always like, okay, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And do as I say, not as they do.
And all those words have always gone to the birds. And nobody ever listened to them. No, especially, not just Melody. Anybody you've said that to.
Well, we're speaking specifically about.
I'm just saying, anytime someone says that, it makes no sense. Because do as I say, not as I do. No. You're talking to me as an authority if you say that.
You just end up raising super shy children like I was. But,
well, I wouldn't say that. I'm saying in general when someone says that. I'm talking about if you talk to like just a nephew, a cousin, students.
Oh, well.
Anytime you say it, that's what I'm saying. That phrase just, it doesn't, to them, to the receiver, it probably doesn't hold much weight in the first place. Because
they wouldn't understand.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, but I'm listening to you in the first place because I'm going to do what you do. So not as I do doesn't, it's like, what? Anyway, but yes, so.
But either way, yeah, seeing them like grow up and their personalities and just seeing how, like seeing them as like a full person. Not like, this my baby, I gotta make sure I'm feeding you. Oh, not feeding. But you know that. Like the infancy stage.
Wait. Put your hands, you ain't doing no feeding like that.
Oh. But you know what I mean? Like the infancy stage and teaching them to walk and talk and chew and like all those like small nuanced things. All those small nuanced things. But seeing them be like even with his new term is, I want to do it by my own self. Everything. My own self. That's all you hear. And I don't stop him. Wherever I can have him help or do on his own to cultivate certain skill sets, I allow him to do that. And same with Melody. It's just, she got a lot more mouth. She does.
Yeah, my favorite part is probably their continued understanding of their creator. Let's go with that.
Yes.
I don't want to use faith or religion. Those are not the right words, but of their understanding of existence and the appreciation of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they wake up and, I mean, Steven, the first thing he'll say now, Mel used to say all the time, first thing Steven says now is, that's a good day.
It's a good day.
He'll point out, it's a good day. I mean, even just that little part, just you realizing that, okay, it's a good day, meaning, can I go outside and enjoy the land, the world, what the world has in store for me?
Or in a car when they're like, y'all made the trees. Y'all made the cloud. Y'all made the car, the street, the pit. Nah, all right now.
Okay, but yeah, here you go.
Everything.
So no, okay, now you're not gonna question
the street light.
That's too much. Wait. I'm not gonna answer all of them. So anyway, yes, I appreciate that part of it because they, it makes me, I don't know, feel that I've done something properly, properly for them.
It's funny about
being
that.
There.
Well, on that one, because I had just talked to your mom about that. Because I was telling her how I was listening to someone speak about teaching your children, like, not teaching your children, but giving them the understanding of going to church versus like forcing them to go. And this person was saying like, I feel like if I can take you to like baseball, football, cheerleading, or whatever, that same enthusiasm that you could have that same enthusiasm for getting up and like, going to service. But also, I mean, I guess there should be something there for you.
Well, could I speak to that? Because well, I was going to say that. So it's weird that you bring it up, is because okay, so recently we've removed ourselves from our previous church.
All right.
We've said it on this. We've said it on the podcast before. But it brings up. It makes me think of, okay, so the whole reason why, to me, so like growing up, church was required, of course. We were adamant about it, and then eventually we stopped going from some issues we had with the leadership of the church. And this was when I was like 15, 16 years old. I bring it up to say that, so we stopped going to church, and to me, there was some type of, it wasn't a void, it was some type of weirdness with that, because it was a consistent thing that we did all of my life previously. So when we had the children, or when we was about to decide to have the children, we started going back to church, and we said, okay, well, we're going to make sure that this is a consistent thing we do. I'm bringing that up to say that in comparison to, I bring it up to say that in comparison to what you just said, that, okay, well, just like I would bring someone to baseball practice, or to a football practice, or to a debate practice, or any of those other things, eventually those things stop. And so in my mind, I was like, but if I always have this for my children, that they always go to church, then I at least keep them on a consistent path. Not thinking that it would ever stop. It was weird for me, not realizing that it's the actual things that I'm employing in them, the things that I'm putting
impressing certain things on them. But that's what they were saying. They were like, well, what I had to understand was, it's my job, this person speaking, it's my job to make them understand that it's my job for me to teach you, essentially, about the goodness and about why you should come, and to make you enthusiastic. So it should be impressed upon the parents, not necessarily the child, because they don't understand.
The church is just a building.
Right.
The church, the essence of the church is just a means. It's not the actual thing. It's just like school, regular school. If I give you a book, that's not the end all be all. Nor is the building. It's you understanding and learning.
You got the knowledge. You got the understanding.
No, you got the knowledge. You may have the understanding. You sure ain't got the wisdom.
We on the wisdom.
Shout out. So, but yes, but it goes to that point, right? That it's about us actually, like you said, therein goes the raising, right? The raising of the children. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with all the things. Not nothing to do with it. It has to do with all the things. Being there, giving them knowledge, making sure they understand, and then helping them to employ that or apply that to something else. Hence lies the wisdom. So it goes with all those parts. But in my mind, church would have been the crux of it, where it has nothing to do with, nothing's not the right word. That should not be the end all be all. The end all be all should be what you do as the parent of that child, and give all that you can in the capacity that you can.
Absolutely. But in all that, to say, like, to wrap up the growth part, and what I see in our children is the fact that, like, we are so committed to making sure that when we're not around, that they have a solid foundation.
Yes.
And I think that I would sacrifice everything for them to have that.
Yes. Come on, man. I'm trying to get too deep too quick, man. Hold on a second, man.
Okay.
What do you see as the roots or stems of their growth?
Us?
Okay. I give you that, but I mean,
No.
she won't be TikTok famous. So bad.
And I never even saw them on TikTok. I don't really watch TikTok like that.
Well, that's the crazy part is that you do all the TikTok things, but you don't be on
But
TikTok.
I don't see it on TikTok.
This is what I be saying, that you need to just, if you post videos on TikTok, you don't post.
I see the most random stuff on there.
You don't post nothing. You be, bruh.
I don't get it.
But you could just, it don't matter if you get it. That's the whole point. That could be your shtick.
That I don't get TikTok?
You don't get podcasts, and you still be posting.
True. Yeah, just be out here with, who want to talk to Paigey?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
legit. But anyway, okay, so what I meant by roots or stem, I meant, okay, what would you consider their foundation? So I know us, but I meant like as in outside of humans, like what the ideals or ideas that you would consider them as their foundation, or what should be their foundation that we should try to employ.
I think that first and foremost, our children have a very deep foundation rooted in the word, and as best as we can explain it to them in each juncture of their lives, like as best as a 2 and 4-year-old can understand it, we try to employ and maybe overly do it, which, I mean, we don't really know the limit of what they can understand.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we continue to just press and press and press, as much as we can. Also, just the work that we continuously do, like, on ourselves, like, making sure that we are emotionally stable for one another and for our children, making sure our children are emotionally stable. I feel like a lot of times you see, you know what? I'm not even going to speak on anybody else, but I do think, I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't want them to be caught up in trying to figure out certain things.
Yeah. So those are, okay. So I agree. To me, there was 4 things that popped into my mind. One, yes, is their relationship with their creator. But the other 3 kind of go hand in hand. Not saying that one doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
But no. What I was about to say was also just that sense of, when I was talking about just the dynamics that we create, like emotionally, physically, all that stuff for them, like we always keep or try to keep a sense of peace, a peaceful home all the time. And I feel like that's one thing that we just don't fold on, is having a peaceful space around us.
Yes.
Like, no matter what it is.
We've grown to do that.
Yeah.
I think that's why. Well, so that, to me, that goes along with the working on yourself part, because yes, we do not fold, but that took time.
Yeah.
I remember we used to fold on those occasions where it's just like, well, because I got to do this for my parents, I got to do this for my brother, I got to do this for my sister or my family or my friends, or we would give in when it's not. We didn't even feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, or we just being like so like deflated almost.
Or we're just exhausted already from other things, and we still would like not give ourselves time to process whatever we were going through or going on with our lives.
You can't decompress.
Yeah.
So that's why I really appreciate sometimes, like especially when we were sick. I testified about this at service. Like when we were like, all right. Okay, so you gonna sleep for this 2-hour period, this 2-hour block.
I'm with the kids.
Right.
Then boom.
And then we're gonna see how the bath's gonna go. They're gonna have to get a quick bath tonight.
Cause they make sure they go sleep early.
Right. And then
just in case.
Right. Then you soak, then I soak, then we're gonna brush teeth. And then then we're gonna go to bed. Like stuff like that. I like the way we do that portion when we really, really have to fall into not just being seamless, but being in need of one another.
So yeah,
especially when our children need us.
So that goes to address that yes, that goes to actually us being I don't want to say like grown adults, but really managing our time properly and being understanding of all the elements that are around us, and literally setting down specific times for specific things. And that takes actually, we didn't used to do that. We had to learn to do that as well. So that's the also working on yourself. That's also working on.
Because like now, like I don't even have to be like, did you fold the clothes? Because it's like, okay, you already know. All right, these clothes got to be washed. These clothes got to be folded. Dishes. If she down, then I'm up. Then vice versa. If he down, I'm up. Does he need some tea? Does he need medicine? Like, certain things.
Yeah. So, but back to back to this one. What do I see as their roots? There's a few of them. One, yes, their relationship with their creator, but to me, I wouldn't say the next biggest, but I think it's critical. It's the thing that I tell them. I told Mel literally an hour and a half ago. I said, you have 2 jobs in this life, and that is what's the 2 jobs, man? What did I tell Mel? Do you remember?
To take care of your brother, because your brother takes care of you.
That's one.
And to respect mommy and daddy.
And listen to mom and daddy. and that goes to the second thing I'm talking about is, to me, family is the next thing. It's just that important. And right with that is work on self, which is what I was trying to bring up. Because those are, you can't do one without the other.
I'm gonna say you can't show up for people if
you can't.
You're broken in yourself.
You're not even necessarily broken, but you're not quite fixed.
That's broken.
Okay.
It's not stable.
You see what I'm saying? The wording can
I'm trying to say is you really can't show up fully the way you want to
without having to.
You can show up for people all you want to, but not the way you want to.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Sometimes there may be something that you don't realize is broken, and so you're not quite fixed. Is what I meant by that. That you just need some adjustment times or whatever it is.
Right.
So, okay, those 3. So, your family, yourself, and then honestly, your understanding of people outside of yourself and outside of your family as well. Just your understanding. Your comprehension of what it means to not be in that bubble.
It's called awareness.
Well, okay, awareness, just awareness. That's another way of saying it. But it's just, awareness is the right word, understanding. But I just meant just even the trying to get outside of who's around you, who's next to you. Because even like I know people who grew up in New Orleans and they grew up around went to every Mardi Gras and still don't understand people because they don't understand. They're not trying to understand the people around them.
It's willful. You said they're not trying.
Not always willful, but oftentimes yes. So I'm just saying they just don't understand how it means to, or what it means, how it means to understand the person next to you. Because I think that's a huge part of what we try to, it's not preach, but give to our children that, there's a life outside of this. Understand that part and appreciate what you have.
Yeah, remain humble, be smart, and make sure you're just, okay, so being humble does not mean you're just like this gullible, like dumb person.
But
because I feel like the most humble people I know can skate circles around most people.
Yes.
Because they're easy. It's easier to read people when you can put yourself in someone else's shoes.
Yes.
So I love the fact that we're able to teach them that instead of trying to keep them enclosed in a shell, making them feel like they're set different.
Which people who see us from outside may think that. That's what we're trying to do. But
that's okay.
And that's fine too.
They don't have nothing to do with us.
Because They don't go to all. We don't go to all the things. We don't go to all the events. We don't.
And that's fine.
And that's fine as well. But we do that. That is a critical part of what we're trying to teach them, is to reach outside of,
to have like
this.
self-confidence, self-assurance, and be all right with yourself through it all.
Yeah, it's gonna make it great. Anywho, come on, what you got? Okay. Do you see your upbringing manifested in them?
I just talked about it.
What was their face?
That's
Come on, Mom. Anyway.
Oh.
Man, shout out to Mel. Shout out Easy Buckets.
I know.
Eric, Mr. Eric. I don't want to say his whole full government.
Apparently he good. But do you see your upbringing manifested in? Yes, I do.
How so?
Because it's kind of like twofold a little bit. You know, I was raised, well, of course, I'm a millennial. So I have my own versions of how I interpret things, how I handle certain things. Also, I was raised by way older people.
Yes. Your grandparents and your
like, what was it before? Generation X, then the boomers, then what's before boomers?
Your mom was a boomer.
Yeah, which is a whole generation separate. Your parents are boomers.
Well, they're on the edge.
No, they're Generation X.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they X.
My mom is a boomer, so
Yeah.
it's like skip the whole generation.
And then your
My
grandparents are before that.
So I was raised very like conservatively.
Yes.
And
just say old school.
Old school, yes. Very old school. And I still hold true to a lot of those values. but
not just those values, those customs.
Yes.
You old school to the crux.
Yes. And my kids also have them. Yes. My kids wash. Well, I feel like all kids should wash dishes.
Because you gotta clarify what you mean by this. Because I mean, you
like, just in the way that I handle them, I feel like I say a lot of the same things that I heard people saying when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Of course,
we have lists. We'll make
right.
The list can be the next.
I think
next
that
episode.
I think that I listen to them a lot more
than your grandparents and your mom did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I grew up in a age of like, kids should be seen and not heard. Then on top of it, a woman should be seen and not heard. So it's like, it's different, when you see your kids, and sometimes you see people handle them a certain way. And I'm glad that I have the voice that I have now to where I can speak up for them and be like, no, it's okay if she does this. Like, I'm her mother. I'm right here. Like, don't talk about her like her mother isn't standing right here, or like her father isn't standing right here. Like, she is okay. Like, that's one thing that
But do you think sometimes that you also do the other part of it where you can be like over old school with them?
I do. Yeah. I know you asked that on purpose.
No, I wasn't. I was legit asking.
I do, because sometimes I am like no nonsense, where I am very, I guess, more so strict, where I'm like, I'm not about to continuously ask you to do the same thing over and over again. You do it. Or my pet peeve, and it's not even an old school thing, it's just a general thing with me, is, respectability. You cannot just come up to me and be like, juice or water. I'm gonna need a please and a thank you.
Well, that's hilarious. but this is why I wasn't asking on. I was asking because I'm the same way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have coined me as the most patient person that you know.
Mm-hmm.
A few people have as well. My mom, my brother, my dad probably has too. I can't remember. But I'm very patient. My point is, and more specifically, I'm very patient with. I'm very patient with a lot of people. But I mean, kids specifically, or because I'm a teacher, so that's what I do, and so I try to make sure that I temper myself to make sure someone learns the lesson. So all that to say is that recently we had a scenario where I was not as patient with our children.
Oh, the food thing?
Yes. So,
and you and
because that's the reason I asked, because I'm the same way, right? In that I'm
not about to talk you down from that.
So so let's break up the scenario. So to your point is that you're truly yourself in the old school way you were brought up.
Yeah.
But you try to give as much leeway as possible.
But
when it comes down to it, comes down to it. And so recently, so again, I'm the patient person. Hey, let's start with that premise, right?
Ciao.
And Melody did not want to eat her spaghetti. Now I know Mel loves spaghetti, so does Steven.
No, she was eating it. She didn't want to eat the green beans.
So she wanted to finish the spaghetti or the green beans. She wanted to finish either one, because I remember saying the spaghetti part off like throughout this conversation.
Oh yeah, she don't like the meat sauce.
The sauce, it was the sauce.
Yeah.
But she still had noodles in there. She just didn't want to eat it because she had snacks earlier that day. So anyway, she stopped eating it. Her and Steven stopped eating it for a little bit, and they stopped eating it. I was like, well, we can just play the game. So because I have Mario Kart on the Wii and old school games and Super Smash Brothers, blah blah blah. So then they stopped playing it, and I'm like, okay, well, time to, y'all ready for snacks? Y'all ready for treats? And then I realized Mel still didn't finish her food. Now, Steven, in between games, is eating his food. He okay. He gonna eat.
He eat 2 plates every night.
He gonna finish the meal. He gonna finish the meal. Yeah.
He eat 2 plates and dessert.
And so Mel didn't finish her food. I'm like, Mel, wait a second. You can't have no treat. Go finish that food. She said, well, I don't want to finish my food, Daddy. I said, well, you're not getting no treat. She said, well, I'm not eating the treat. No, I'm not eating the food.
Don't make me never mind.
I said, okay. And then she walked off and she said, I'm going to get the phone. That set me off. I'm like, okay, you're not doing anything until you finish this food. Now we're here. We're here. You're not doing anything until you finish this food.
You do let a lot slide.
Because you saw the limits I just gave. I gave her time to play the game and everything. So anyway, all that to say is she did not get up from that seat until she finished that food.
She sure fell asleep in that same spot.
No, she did not finish that food. She fell asleep in that chair.
And you picked her up, and I was like, Steven, why are you picking her up? Her neck would have been hurting in the morning. I was going to sleep. I would have stayed up.
Up and put her in bed, Paige.
I would have stayed up to watch her sleep right there.
You woke up like, You good? You good? You're ridiculous. Anyway, so yes, our upbringing has definitely been manifested in these children. I'm not saying good or bad, but one way or another, it's for sure. That's a for sure you're right on.
Look.
Shout out to Big Baby Brian. All right, this is the last question I have. Where do you want them to be in the future? Actually, wait. No, where do you want them to be? That's too deep. It's too deep. We've already gone deep. Okay.
And we've answered that before.
Yes. Okay. How do you want them to grow up?
My children, I want them to grow up. Melody and Steven III. Oh, I ain't got no whip knife on. I would like for my children to grow up just having like a free understanding of life, the concept of life. And I want them to always know that we are here for them, no matter what. I mean, I feel like we're children. We have parents and stuff like that. So I feel like we know that our parents are there, but I want them to really be able to come and talk to us about anything.
I think that's to me, the most critical thing. As long as I am in the living, that my children should be able to come and speak with me about anything.
Mm-hmm.
How I want them to grow up is, and I've said this we've had these conversations before, but respecting the Almighty, respecting their parents, and respecting themselves as a collective. Yes. They are one. To me, they're my children. So
always building on a foundation that's been set, and I feel like that. I feel like that allows you to have like a very fulfilled and succinct and just a clear life path.
But even in that same vein, I think the critical part you said is that if you have no one to talk to or about it with, then it can be a struggle in itself, even if you're confident in yourself, even if you understand everything around you. If you have no one to engage it with, then it may not, even if it's just like because your friends may not understand, or your peers or siblings may understand. Right. But if you have a parent or a parental authority to go to about the harder things, then that can ease the pain. So, because I'll speak for myself. I didn't have that easily available to me in the ways that I thought I should growing up. So I think that's a thing that I want to definitely pass down to my children. But also, I mean, we've done that for a long time to our friends who are younger than us, family members that are younger than us. So that's all.
Yeah.
I want to preach.
I'm about to say.
I gave you a word of a word, but you know.
It'll never be.
Also, it's 12:30 at night, so you know.
Yeah. This is fun though. It's always fun coming back.
Sure. We're gonna do it every week, Paige.
I know. Look, we done gone through strep.
You didn't have strep.
I had something.
You did. Look, I got something. It's apparently lotion on my arm. Or it might be just during gel. When he's churning, got something. Anyway. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Taking the Stage.
You gotta do it one more time.
Thank you for watching and listening to. Actually,
come on, open your eyes.
I got a new job where I get to read directly on camera. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This has been
PaigeyBabe.
PaigeyBabe. Have a good one.
Thank you for taking the stage with us once again. Bye.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good